What's going on, guys? Are you a sucker for super compressors? Well, this Beaufort Seatrekker might be your next purchase, so let's go ahead and get hands on. It is 1:19 p.m. Let's get down to business. All right, jumping into the specs, we have a case diameter of 39 millimeters, a case thickness of 12.55 millimeters, a lug-to-lug of 46.1 millimeters, a 20 millimeter lug width, so if you don't like the strap on this watch, you got some options. We're gonna talk about that in a moment. The crystal is a domed sapphire with anti-reflective coating. You're getting an internal rotating bezel, and that's why here, if you're worried that, oh, it's not lining up, don't worry. You just actuate this top crown and you can actually spin it all the way around. I'm gonna show you that in a moment, but that top crown is not threaded. This bottom crown is. You are getting a 316L stainless steel case, a sapphire crystal on the display case back, and we actually still have the protective plastic here, but who uses protection, guys? I mean, come on, let's have some fun, right? And you are getting a sunburst dial. We're going to talk about this, kind of a pseudo fume sunburst here. We will obviously get some close-ups for you. C3 Superluminova, 200 meter water resistance rating, a Swiss-made STP 111 automatic movement, all for around 500 bucks. All right, so here we are like incredibly up close to the dial, and you can see that kind of internal ring with the markers. We see the applied indexes, and you see the gradient with this kind of green yellow into that kind of slate, into that matte black. It's very, very dynamic, okay? It's a spectacular presentation. We're looking at a mix of fume and sunburst, matte, and some sheen. It's you know, unique enough to be a micro brand diver that doesn't kind of look like all the rest of them out there, but it's not so out there that it is, you know, something you wouldn't really want to wear. This is kind of like the perfect mix of uniqueness and somewhat elegant design language, if we can call it that. Before I gush any further about this watch, I do want to jump into the pros and cons because people do complain when I talk too much up front. So let's jump into the pros and cons, yeah? All right, so the first pro, as I move this watch around, has to be the dial that we just spoke about, right? Again, unique, elegant, fun without being too out there. We see a bunch of different colors within that gradient, within that sunburst pattern. You get some greens, you get some copper tones even, you get some straight yellow, sometimes a little bit of lime, and then you get even some browns in the middle here towards the spindle, going into that essentially just straight up matte black. You also have some texture differences that I really like. The internal kind of marker here, it's kind of textured, right? And then you get the sunburst at the top, and then you get matte at the bottom. And then you see the case has some dual finishing, right? So the bezel has some mirrored polish to it. The flat side is brushed. Most of the flat surfaces are brushed, and you even get some signed crowns. So this bottom crown actuates the time, and then this top crown actuates that, I almost said compass, but this is not a boulder expedition. Internal rotating bezel, we'll talk about that. Another pro would have to be the finishing. On the movement, right? It's some subtle decoration. We're not getting longa levels of decor, but it's very, very clean in here, very nice. And the STP 111 is a great Swiss-made workhorse movement while still being able to keep costs down. Now that little speck there was on the case back. It wasn't in the case back. I just wiped it off there. So yeah, finishing, spectacular dial. Next pro would be that the dimensions are great, very, very wearable. I'm gonna put it on my wrist in a moment, and we're gonna gush about that further. And then, you know, it's just a very handsome watch. Let's go ahead and put it on the wrist. All right, so as we have the watch on the wrist here, I do want to mention I have a 7.5 inch wrist, just above 7.5 inches actually, and I see that I already put a smudge on the crystal there. How unprofessional of me. Very, very wearable. Lays flat on the wrist, as you can see here. It is not cumbersome whatsoever. Again, just under 40 millimeter case diameter, and what, it was like a 46 or something millimeter lug to lug. Let me double check that now that I have the notes out here in front of me. Yeah, 39 and then 46.1 lug to lug. It's just, this is not a cumbersome watch at all, and I think that this could be very wearable for a multitude of wrist sizes. And again, this is something that I would put on the wrist and be happy with. It doesn't look like your typical dive watch, but it is kind of, you know, super compressor inspired with the dual crowns, has somewhat of a vintagey cushion case. It's very vintage with the broad arrow, but you're still getting, you know, a very kind of modern design language coming from that dial. It is just absolutely gorgeous. This is a very, very pleasant watch to the eyes, but it's not perfect, and we're gonna have to go ahead and talk about that in the cons. Okay, so we're holding the watch, 2 crowns. The bottom crown is absolutely silky smooth. This top crown is also very, very smooth. So why is this in the cons? Well, this is going to bother some people, I know. So the bottom crown that actuates the time that goes into the movement is threaded. This one is not threaded. Now, other watches that have the dual crown design have both crowns threaded. For instance, like the Boulder Expedition has 2 threaded crowns, but other ones that have dual crowns aren't threaded. For instance, the Alpinist, right? Where the internal rotating compass actuator is not threaded. So I'm not going to say that this is, you know, a weak point of the design. I'm just going to say some people will complain about that, because I've heard people complain about the Sarbo 17 Alpinist not having a threaded compass actuator. I don't think it's an issue. I think that this is much more easy to seal off than it would be you know, the time telling crown or the time actuating crown, because this goes directly into the movement, and that could really mess things up. But so that's kind of the first con, and it's kind of benign. The next con would have to be, this watch is just begging for drilled lugs, dude. Like, you're going to want to take this strap off, and I'm gonna tell you why in a moment. But to make it that much easier, they should have just given it some drilled lugs. And speaking of the strap and the final con here is, you know, we've tested this watch, we've worn it for a little while. It's already cracking, the factory strap. It feels decent enough, but you know, when these micro brands are putting most of their resources towards the actual head of the watch itself, they have to cut costs somewhere, and I think Beaufort, you know, cut some costs here with this genuine leather strap. It's you know, I would go with, if I was going to put leather on here, I would go with Man Cave leather, obviously. But I think this watch is just begging for maybe like a shark mesh, or even, you know, a sailcloth. I think that would look really, really great. So yeah, kind of benign cons, but you know, I have to give you the bad along with the good. So yeah. So we've spent an afternoon with this Beaufort Seatrekker, and all in all, you know, this watchmaker remains crushing it when it comes to gorgeous, functional watches that won't break the bank. I've had the fortune of being able to, you know, take a look at a few of their pieces throughout my career here on YouTube as a watch reviewer, and I gotta say, this is definitely one of my favorite micro-brand watchmakers for sure. They never disappoint, and I'm gonna be honest. And this one, the dimensions are so good, the design is so clean and so interesting. I'm a big fan. So yeah, check out the Seatrekker if you're interested in kind of a super compressor style diver. I'm gonna be honest, this lume, Super Luminova, is hit or miss. This lume is hitting, boy. Big fan, great job. All right, and there you have it, guys. Another micro brand review in the books. Let me know what you think about this watch. Would you buy it? Again, it's I think $512 on their website right now. Do you think it's worth the money? Would you go look someplace else? Do you like the specs? Are you interested in this kind of sunburst into fume gradient? Leave me a comment. I learned from you just as much as you learned from me. And I think personally, for around the $500 mark, the 200-meter water resistance rating, the Swiss movement, the great finishing, the impeccable dial, I think that this is well worth its money. But you let me know. I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller. And always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.